Chapter 5. Soil. Formation of soil. Composition of soil. Types of soil. Soil profile or layers of soil. Soil erosion. Conservation of soil. Soil forms the top layer of the Earth's surface. It consists of sand, remains of dead plants and animals, and minerals with some amount of water and air in it. The interaction of these factors makes soil one of the most crucial components for sustaining life on Earth. Formation of soil. Soil is formed millions of years ago from rocks. During the day, the sun heated the rocks and they get cool at night. Due to repeated heating and cooling, the rocks developed cracks and they broke into smaller pieces. The flowing water of rivers and rain further speeded up the process. These large pieces eventually broke down into smaller ones until the material became finer and soil formed. This process is called weathering. Decayed plants and dead animals mix with the soil and form humus to make it suitable for growing plants. Soil is very important for life on Earth. Plants grow in soil. They produce food and give out oxygen, which is needed by humans and animals to stay alive. Soil is also home to many insects and animals. Composition of soil. All soils contain sand, silt and clay particles but in different proportions. Soil is made up of different types of particles. Sand, these are the largest soil particles. They have a lot of space between them. So, they cannot hold water. But they can hold a lot of air. Silt, these particles are smaller than sand particles but bigger than clay particles. They can hold water. Clay, these are the smallest and finest soil particles. When they are wet, they become sticky. In addition to this, soil also contains small stones and pebbles called gravel, minerals such as iron, calcium and potassium and humus organic matter. Soil also contains some amount of air and water. Types of soil. According to the size of particles and their texture, there are mainly three types of soil. These are sandy, silty and clayey. When these three soils are mixed in proper proportion, a very fertile soil called loam is formed. Sandy soil, this soil has a greater proportion of sand particles. Sandy soil feels rough and gritty and is non-sticky when wet. It does not hold much water and drains most of it. Silty soil, this soil is a combination of sandy soil and clay. It comprises medium-sized particles, it is well drained and holds moisture and nutrients as well. Clayey soil, this soil has a greater proportion of clay particles. Clayey soil feels smooth when dry and lumpy and sticky when wet. It can hold water but it does not allow much air or water to pass through. Loamy soil, this soil has almost the same amount of sand, clay and silt. It has good water holding capacity and has sufficient air space. This soil is the best for growing plants as it is rich in nutrients and humus. Soil profile or layers of soil. Soil profile refers to the layers of soil. Soil is made up of distinct layers called horizons. Each horizon has its own characteristics that make it different from the other layers. Layers of soil. Topsoil. Subsoil. Bedrock. Horizon. This is the uppermost layer of the soil that is made up of humus comprising living and decomposed materials like leaves, plants and bugs. This layer is very thin, fertile and dark in color. A horizon or topsoil, it is located just below the horizon. This layer is made up of minerals and decomposed organic matter and is very fertile. Plants grow in this layer. B horizon or subsoil, it is located just below the A horizon. It is the middle layer of soil, present below the topsoil and contains broken pieces of rocks. This layer has clay and mineral deposits and less humus. This layer is lighter in color. C horizon or bedrock, it is located just below the B horizon. It is the bottom layer of soil and is quite deep inside the earth. It has large pieces of rocks. Plant roots are not found in this layer. Soil erosion. Topsoil is rich in humus and is very fertile. Strong winds and water wash away the loose topsoil. The removal of the fertile topsoil by the action of wind and water is called soil erosion. Strong winds, heavy rainfall, and cutting down of trees increase soil erosion. Soil erosion makes the soil dry, barren, and infertile. Conservation of soil. The topsoil provides the majority of the nutrients for plants. Prevention of soil from erosion is known as soil conservation. So, soil must be prevented from being eroded. There are certain steps that we can take to conserve soil. To replace the trees that are cut down, more trees should be planted. In open lands, trees and bushes should be planted. This practice prevents the wind from blowing strongly and removing the topsoil. Flowing water can easily wash away a lot of topsoil. Dams should be constructed across rivers to prevent floods. Synopsis. Soil is formed millions of years ago from breaking down of rocks. Soil contains different types of particles. These are sand, silt and clay. According to the size of particles and texture, soil can be sandy, silty and clayey. Loam is a mixture of these three soils in right proportion. Soil profile is made up of distinct layers, called horizons. The three layers of soil in a soil profile are topsoil, subsoil and bedrock. Soil erosion is the removal of the fertile topsoil by the action of wind and water. Soil can be conserved by planting more trees and by building dams across rivers.